Hello and welcome to the Courageous Military Spouse. My name's Amber and I'm going to be teaching you today. This video is a part of my Yoga Basics series, and today we will be going over Sun Salutations. So to start off, I'm going to go through and demonstrate a full Sun Salutation A, and then I will help break it down by individual postures and give different variations to make it more challenging or a little bit easier depending on where you're at in your life. I will give variations that make it much more accessible when you are pregnant, as that has been my area of expertise and where I've chosen to expand my knowledge is to make yoga work for moms who are in the pregnant or early postpartum stages with all of the changes that our bodies go through. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I will be quiet for this next part. Just watch what my body does as I go through Sun Salutation A, and then I will walk through it with you. Okay? Okay. So that was a Sun Salutation. At least one variation. There's a lot of different ways to do Sun Salutations. They're the foundation of a lot of your classes that you go to in a studio, depending on how the studio does things, which is why I wanted to make a point to kind of go over what this flow looks like, because you will see a lot of this in yoga classes, in some of my earlier classes, and just depending on what kind of class I'm teaching. Or if you go to studio classes in studio, this is often a big part of how the class is done. So you're going to start in a mountain pose. So your feet are about hips width distance apart. They can be a little bit wider if you need a wider base, or a little more narrow if you want a little bit more of a challenge. The feet firmly planted on the ground, legs long and strong, straight, tall spine, gaze forward, chin parallel, shoulders down and back. Inhale, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing hands through heart center in prayer pose. Hinging at your hips, folding forward, reaching for your toes. Inhale, halfway lift, coming to a flat back. So think of getting that kind of 90-degree angle right at your hip. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat and step back. One variation is you can come to your knees if doing a full plank is not accessible, doesn't feel good, you're tired, you're pregnant, whatever it might be. You can come either to hands and knees like this, or you can come to a plank. If you choose hands and knees, from here you'll just hold that when the rest of a group is doing a plank. So hold this until we come to upward facing dog. At upward facing dog, you take a cow pose. So tailbone points towards the sky, chest pulls through your arms, gaze lifts. From here, you will exhale, tuck your toes under, press back, downward facing dog. Okay, so the other variation would be stepping back into a plank pose. So here's our plank pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower down to the mat, all the way down. Inhale, pulling your chest up off the mat. This work comes from your back, squeezing your elbows in, hands planting into the air. This is a cobra pose. Then from here, you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Third variation, coming again from plank pose. This is the most challenging version. So if you are, I cannot hold that plank and talk. If you are in a place where you have a lot of energy today. Maybe you're feeling anxious or antsy. You want a challenge. You want to see where your strength is. Whatever it might be, this is the most challenging version or variation. So we start in a full plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, pull your chest through, flipping your feet over to the tops of your feet. Upward facing dog. So you're pulling your chest through your arms, your gaze is towards the ceiling, your legs are lifted off of the mat. And then from here, flip your toes back over. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. So no matter what variation you took, we're now in a downward facing dog. So from here, gaze shifts to the front of your mat. Inhale, you can, for the most challenging version, you can take a hop. So you're going to bend your knees and you're going to hop to the top of your mat. If that is too much for you today, from your downward facing dog, bend your knees, gaze lifts, step one foot and then the other as close to your hands as you can get, but you can take multiple steps if needed. So now we're in a forward fold. You're going to inhale, halfway lift to your flat back. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Inhale, sink your weight back towards your heels and slowly come up to stand. Bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center in a prayer. And that is a sun salutation. So we will walk through it one more time where I don't pause and give every single variation throughout. I will just talk you through the middle ground. So not the one where you're coming just to hands and knees, and not the one where we're doing a full chaturanga. So go ahead and meet me at the top of your mat. You choose in your head which variation you would like to do. I will be leading us through a middle ground variation. Coming to your mountain pose, feet firmly planted in your mat, long straight spine, finding length here. Take a breath, entering into this present moment. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sighing out of your mouth. Inhale, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips, folding forward, reaching for your toes. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift your chest up off of the floor using your back muscles. Gaze lifts, elbows squeeze in, hands evenly planted on the mat. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Gaze shifts to the top of the mat. Exhale, step your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift to the flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, shift your weight back to your heels and slowly come up to stand. And exhale, bringing hands through heart center. That is sun salutation. So if you have any questions, need any clarification, drop it in the comments. I'm here to help you. Sun salutations can really get you going. It can get your heart rate up. It can get your blood flowing. It can get you warmed up. It's a great way to start the day. I love starting my day with a round of sun salutations. It doesn't happen very often right now with my two young children, but it's one of my favorite ways to start my day. So feel free to drop any questions in the comments or shoot me a message on Instagram, however you want to communicate. I'm here to support you. And otherwise, may peace be with you until next time.